Welcome to Speed Force Racing. It's our classics mini-series, fourth race of the Little Five race series. Before we get on to that, I'd like to apologise for last night. The stream just disappeared on us, and it booted me from the session, and all the invites won't work. So I really do apologise for that. It was a one-off. Hopefully, PSN can sort the servers out, because that would help us out a lot. But onwards and upwards as we look forward to this race. So well, let me introduce my co-commentator actually, John. How you doing, John?
I'm good, thank you.
With the mini-series, what we do is the Drivers' Championship. Whoever's in first will start last, but new drivers who joins, like Uzi is a new driver, and Racing Podge, they will start right at the back of the grid because they're new. But it's only a fun mini-series, so it's not too bad. So you were the lucky one to stay in the session last night. Would you just give the viewers a quick roundup of what happened?
It started off as a dry race, and it was a good start from Fletcher Boy, Ramovaj and Noak. I can't remember what lap it was, but we had a little bit of rain for about 6 or 7 laps. And then it went back to dry, and the front three, the people that finished the top three was Noak won the race, Ramovaj came in second, and Fletcher Boy came in third.
Awesome. So looks like we could have much the same with Noak, Ramovaj tonight, both in a different class to some of the drivers, but it is a tricky car to handle, the 1995 Ferrari. A lot of drivers struggling with it at the moment. So it should be interesting. We're going to go to spectate and let's get the session underway. There will not be no qualifying. Like I say, we do a custom grid reverse order of the championship standings, so it's just a 25% race. Same rules really as the modern series, strict corner cutting. We do have formation lap on as well. It's going to be a nice little treat for the Tifosi to get a classic Ferrari around Monza. At least they will get a Ferrari winner, which is what they desperately need in Italy every single season. So, John, what's your view on F1 getting rid of the grid girls?
Not, it don't really bother me because it don't really bother me. I watch all sorts of sports that have like darts as well. They have the walk-on girls as well, and it don't really bother me whatsoever.
I think personally that they should be thinking about trying to get cheaper engines, trying to not limit the engines to 3 per season. They should think about the actual sporting side of it before doing stuff like that. Oh, it's raining. Oh no, they're going to be angry. There's a little rumour going around that our league will be a boating league next season because of the amount of wet races we're having.
And they had the wets in qualifying in yesterday's race.
Oh, so yeah, it's not going to be great for them. They're not going to be happy about that. So everyone will be loading their setups. Quite an interesting one because the classic cars do not take too kindly to the modern car setup. So it's about finding the right setup, and it's very tricky to do that, especially with the set car that is chosen. We chose these cars before the mini-series started. It's just easier like that instead of mixing C1 and C2 class cars, because each car has different specs and one will be faster than the other. So we're just waiting for the last few drivers to get ready to go, so we're going to have the formation lap. So Chopper will be on pole.
These drivers are going to be desperate to keep this on the track for the formation lap.
Oh yeah, definitely, because if you touch on your formation lap, you touch the grass and you start the race with dirty tyres, and it is impossible to get off the grid. I think suffered that.
I think the worst part about this track as well now is even if you touch the curb. So if you touch any of that curb, your car could just go anywhere it wants to go.
Well, that's it. It's like the white lines. They just become like an ice rink when rains on them, and it's just hard for the tyres to clear the water as well, because you get a lot of aquaplaning as well in this game. So it's interesting with these tyres as well, because they're the classic cars. You don't have the typical set of tyres that you would with the modern cars. So you get the wet and dries basically. I think that's all the tyre choice you get.
And just quickly saying as well, I know it's only a formation now, but we've got 3 drivers that have been disqualified already from it. So it shows how hard it is to keep this car on the track, or even not getting, like, hitting somebody else or anything like that. It's so hard to keep it under control.
Well, that's it. I was speaking to Lee Now earlier, and he was just having a nightmare getting the car, like a setup for the car, just trying to tame the car. But after a while, he did get it, and he got himself sorted. So it would have been tricky in the dry. It's going to be even more so, especially turn 1 on the first lap. It's going to be horrendous if a few people miss their braking point.
And just looking at them clouds as well, it doesn't look like it will stop at any point in this race. It just looks like you're just going to have rain all the way through it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a key factor in this race altogether. So we're going to wait for the rest of the cars to line up on the grid. Only 10 races today, but it's only a mini-series. It's just join when you want, and you can join at the beginning of the series or at the end of the series. It doesn't matter. It's all about fun. So, after the disappointment of last night, we're going to hopefully get through the whole stream, so it should be an interesting one.
Just one more car coming up to the line now, that's why the lights have not gone off yet.
There we go. Thank you, John, for that. I was wondering what was happening there. Here we go. So, waiting for the players, and we will get the red light sign. 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Long wait, and we're going as Chopper leads the Ferraris off, and we've got Humbug in second. So it's going to be a tricky one for Chopper to try and get his breaking point sorted. There's a lot of cars trying to make early moves, trying to get a good clear picture of where they're going to be braking into turn 1, especially with the conditions. Oh, look at that! Chopper's gone. He's cut the corner. He's gone wide. That was
stop go penalty.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. That. So Chopper is down to second, Humbug getting into first place. A little bit mistake by Chopper, maybe didn't get his braking point right. Gaming Things is third, Lord JB is fourth. A lot of spray coming off the cars there. All of one of the Ferrari cars looking a little bit out of shape there. So we'll see what that is. Fletcher Boy is up to 7th. All in the Ferraris. Exactly, yeah. Fletcher Boy is up to 7th, which is brilliant for him. He started 8th. Lee Now is 9th at the moment, so he's not had the best of starts to the race. He's got down 3 places so far, Lee Now. So Ramavaj and Fletcher Boy are the ones making some great movement actually, going 6th and 7th at the moment. It's only 13 laps, 25% race, so it should be an interesting little race. There's a lot of cars all sitting there together at the minute, so they're all side by side. Chopper's having a little look at Gamey Things. He has a look, doesn't make the move, so he's going to try and figure it out a bit, try and get the best track conditions and the best part of the track to try and make a move, because you don't want to go sliding off, lock your brakes up or anything. Nowick is trying to get past Lord JB at the minute. He's got the inside line off. I think it's Nowick that's got the inside line. Yeah, Nowick's got the inside line at the minute. Oh, Lord JB. There was a bit of contact between the 2 drivers there, so I think that might have just caused Lord JB to lose a few positions from that. Humbug setting a fast lap, 148.386, quite a slow lap, but that is because of the technology of the cars plus the wet weather. Yeah, Lord JB having a little bit of an issue there around Parabolica there, but hopefully Lee Nell's just gone into the pits. So an early stop there by Lee Nell. I don't think it should be an any stop race. It should be 0 stops for the drivers, but we'll see. Newark has gone into third. He's overtaken Chopper. I think he had a bit of front wing damage because he's changed his front wing as well. Okay, thank you for that, John. So there you go. Oh, there's been a massive crash. Humbug's just crashed. He's lost a wheel. What a strange incident. Don't know if the weather caught him out there or what. That was an odd one. I'm a bit gutted because I just missed that, because I was watching Lee Nell quickly, and then as soon as you said that, the only thing I saw was his car with only 3 tyres. Oh, what a shame for Humbug. Jonas will be absolutely annoyed with that, because he had a lot of pace to him, but that promotes a few drivers up. So Nowick is in second, Fletcher Boy third, Ramavaj is fourth. Gamey Things, a driver notorious to get past because he's a the great defensive driver, has got a 2.6 second lead. So a shock, lap 2, Humbug crashing out of the race, so it's leaving 9 cars left in the session. So Gamey Things is losing a little bit of time now. Noak's gained 3/10 of a second on him already. A ton of spray coming up as the tyres try and clear the wetness off the track, but it's going to be a hard one, this one, especially for the cars right behind each other. It's hard to see with all the rooster tails coming off.
There's a good battle there between Ramavaj, Fletcher Boy and Lord JB. They're all together at the minute.
Yeah, we on broadcast camera at the moment with Lord JB. He's right behind Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy trying to take an early defensive line. Look at Lord JB getting a nice slipstream there. Nice little toe from the Ferrari in front. Is he going to try and make his move early on? Looks like Fletcher Boy's trying to go for the inside line. Jack just keeps it. Oh, it looks like a little bit of contact there. Jack trying to keep it under control, but I think there was a bit of contact there. So that will be an interesting one to see what happened there. Chopper getting past Uzi. Uzi seems to be struggling there. A big gap to Chopper there. So he's lost about 3 seconds, which is not the best for Uzi there. So Lord JB is 4/10 of a second behind Fletcher Boy. He will be putting pressure on him.
Ramavaj just gone past Noak.
There we go. John spotted it. Ramavaj getting a nice move down on Noak. Noak had a great lead yesterday in the race, so it just shows that Ramavaj can get past him. Noak is beatable. Gamey Things, 4-second lead is outstanding. He must be really made up with that. Noak looks like he's going to try and come back on Ramavaj, so Peter's got a lot of work to do. He's got to think about his lines going into leading up to Ascari, so it's going to be quite interesting.
Also for Noak as well, just saying about that, I know he's on the back of Ramavaj, but the problem is as well, he's got Fletcher Boy right behind him, so he's going to have to keep a look in his mirrors behind him and also attack the car that's in front of him. That's one of It's a hard thing to do when you're looking behind and in front as well, to make sure you can defend from the car behind and attack the car in front as well.
Chopper's crashed out and I think he's retired from the session. That is 2 drivers out, so we're going to stay on board with Lord JB.
He's lost his front wing a little bit, but he hasn't lost any of his tyres. He just lost his front wing and just retired that way. That's what I think he's done.
Okay, so Lord JB has made a move on Ramavaj. Ramavaj has lost so much time there. He was 2nd position, but no, something's happened there and he's lost quite a few positions. So Fletcher Boy is trying to get past Lord JB. Lord JB trying to take the position back, and it looks like Lord JB has kept that position, so he stays in 3rd with Fletcher Boy right behind him. Must be 2/10 of a second between them.
No,
so
that was the other way around there. Fletcher Boy was in 3rd, Lord JB just overtaking him into 3rd place.
Cheers for that. Thank you, John. Uzi has crashed out as his wheel goes running down the camera there. Looks like a big crash for him. So Lee now will be 7th and last. He's got Racing Podge in front of him in 6th. Ramavaj is in 5th, struggling a little bit. Fletcher Boy 3/10 of a second behind Lord JB in 4th. 3rd is Lord JB 4, 5/10 of a second behind Noak. Noak is struggling actually with Gaming Things, 6 seconds clear.
The one thing I'm going to say quickly is, I wonder if Noak, Fletcher Boy and Ramavaj are expecting this from Lord JB. He's in 3rd, he's having a great battle with Noak and Fletcher Boy.
Yeah, well the thing is with Lord JB, he does have some solid races, but I don't think no one would be expecting this performance so far. It's such a strong performance. But I'm also worried about Ramavaj, where his pace has gone, because he was
Fletcher
2nd.
Boys went wide there a little bit.
So Fletcher Boy pushing a little bit too hard, then a bit wide, as spotted by John. They're going up to the approach to the Parabolica. Are they going to follow each other nicely? We'll go on board with Lord JB. He's right behind Noak. He's trying to get as close as possible.
On this track. You do not want to run wide, because if you run wide and hit the curbs, your car's going to go wherever it wants to go, and then you've got to try and control it, and that's one of the hardest things to do.
Exactly, as let's down start finish straight. Lord JB is trying to get a nice little run on Noak. Noak's going for the inside line. Lord JB is going to try and cut in on the inside. He tries it. He's going to try on the inside again. Oh, the switchback does not pay off for Lord JB, but he's still so temptingly close to Noak.
I'll tell you, one good thing that is working for it, it's doing well for Gamey Things. He's got no one near him, so he's not having a battle with anybody. So he's going to end up, if Noak keeps having Lord JB right behind him,
Lord JB's made a move. Noak has had an issue.
Extend that lead.
Sorry, John. Noak has had an issue. He's full. Fletcher Boy and Lord JB getting past Noak. Noak getting Noak's second now,
No,
so they're having a decent battle here.
but this is, like what I was about to say, this is working so well for Gamey Things. If he's got 4 cars behind him having a battle, they're going to lose so much time. As you look at it in a minute, it's 8.5 seconds. Just before this lap started, it was 6.5.
Look at that, 2 seconds. A great spot again by John, really coming into his own in the commentating. Brilliant little spots there, as we've got Noak, Lord JB, Fletcher Boy and Ramavaj all within about 1.7 seconds of each other. They're going to give it everything they can, and hopefully it will be clean going into Parabolica. I think if you have a good entry and exit out of Parabolica, and you can stay right close behind the car in front of you, you're going to have a great chance of slipstreaming and maybe making a move into turn 1.
But one thing this is good for us as well. We're getting a nice bit of good racing here between 4 drivers as well.
That's it.
So
We're trying to make up. The drivers are trying to make up for yesterday as well, for the missed
we're not going to
action.
complain.
No, not at all. We will be lapping it up as Fletcher Boy looks to try and have a little look on Lord JB, but Lord JB's just a little bit ahead at the moment. He's going to try and keep the position. He does. Lord JB is.
And they've just
he's under a lot of
Chopper's car
pressure
there as well. So
it's quite amazing to see such a great battle. The drivers are very brave in the weather conditions, which is it's nice to see, because in the league they won't do that because they've got a long game of the championship.
The problem is as well, Gamey Things is enjoying this because I'm sure the lead now says it was 9 seconds. And if that's the case, within 2 laps, 9.6 seconds, within 2 laps, they've lost 3 seconds on Gamey Things already.
Noak's had a bad. He missed his braking point, so he obviously did what F1 cars do, go around the little bollards to come back on track. And it kind of got in the way of a lot of drivers, so Lord JB goes into second, Ramavaj is third, Fletcher Boy fourth, and Noak making a few little mistakes in the wet weather, so that's unusual for him, but it's a different monster, these cars. These cars are very, very hard to tame.
I've just looked at, I'm just watching Racing Pod and Lee now quickly. They're on their own for a minute, but if they know what's happening up ahead, it could end bad or it could just stay the way it is. So the 2 drivers behind will want something to happen. Lee now and Racing Pods, they'll want something to happen up ahead, but we don't. We want this to stay the way it's going.
Exactly that. If anyone's going to make a pit stop, it would probably have been on this lap, so it looks like it's going to be a 0 stop for most of the field. Lee now having to pit to get a nose change as spotted by John earlier on. Fletcher Boy having a little look on Ramavaj. Ramavaj taking the defensive inside line going into turn 1, going into turn 2, and Fletcher is still right behind him, about 0.2 of a second between them. Fletcher Boy trying to put a bit of pressure on Ramavaj.
I'm just noticing as well quickly, Lord JB and Ramavaj is just starting to pull away from Fletcher Boy and Noak. Well, especially Lord JB, he's just starting to move away from those 3, just saying to them 3, you lot have the battle in your own, and I'll keep second, and that's it.
The interesting thing with Lord JB, he's kind of said to me earlier in the week and a couple of weeks ago as well, he said it twice to me, that he feels more comfortable in the rain, so this may be his best chance to get a race win. A race win in the modern series or the classic series is still a race win for Speed Force Racing. So it's going to be a positive result. He's gained 1.4 seconds on Gamey Things, but it seems to got into a bit of a lull with the current second sector, so hopefully he can improve that as Uzi has left the session. So Noak is 0.2 of a second behind Fletcher Boy. He's going to try and keep it nice and tight behind him, or he goes wide on exit of Ascari, so that's not going to help him too much. Ramavaj is 0.5 of a second behind Lord JB, so Lord JB is going to be under pressure going into Parabolica. Ramavaj trying to keep it nice and clean.
Done there as well. Fletcher Boy done that a lap before, so it shows that it's hard to keep these cars on the track along that back straight there.
Exactly, yeah, that is so true. So Ramavaj, he's not as close as he should have been coming out of Parabolica on the back of Lord JB, but he sets the fastest lap of the race, so he's got some pace in him, and he's going to try and chase down Lord JB. He's got to get past Lord JB as quick as possible to try and even have a chance of catching Gamey Things.
And like what I was just saying about a lap ago, Lord JB and Ramavaj are just starting to pull away from Fletcher Boy now. Fletcher Boy is 2 seconds behind Ramavaj, so the second and third place are just starting to leave fourth and fifth behind when we was having a 4-car battle. Now we're having second and third having a battle, and fourth and fifth now having a battle.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly that. So it's providing great action at the moment. So this is what we kind of want for the modern series. But I'm glad we're getting a classic series, and the stream is still working. So it's positive. So Ramavage is less than a second now behind Lord JB, going out the second Lesmo going, which would normally be a straight with DRS, but we don't have DRS with the classic cars. He's quite a wire. He's about a second behind Lord JB, so I don't think he'll be getting a tow. He might be getting a distant tow, but won't be doing much for him. He's going to try and go into Ascari and try and close up a bit to Lord JB.
Just coming off those top 5 at the minute, I've just been watching Racing Podge and Lee now. I've not been keeping an eye on the time, but I think a couple of laps ago it was 5 seconds from Lee now to Racing Podge, and it's now 4.3. So I just wonder if Racing Podge is struggling, and it's giving Lee now an opportunity to catch up with him, because just coming round, I'm trying to think what turn it is, but Lee now can see Racing Podge in front of him. He's got his car, he can see it.
What a lap by Lord JB. He's really putting the hammer down. Fastest lap of the race. Noack is Fletcher Boy's pitting. It's an unusual move for 4 laps of the race left. So Noack inherits fourth position. Ramavage is currently third, 1.5 seconds behind Lord JB.
I think also as well, Fletcher Boy knows he's going to keep 5th. He'll just keep 5th at the minute. So I think Fletcher Boy's saying now that he's happy with 5th place, and that's it.
Yeah, Lord JB is catching gamey things a couple of attempts every few corners, which is important, but he's going to have to start getting the hammer down. Maybe if he's got enough fuel and he can go a little bit rich on the engine mode to see if that will help him. But Ramavage is being dropped by Lord JB.
I think Lord JB is going to run out of laps to it. I think from lap 5 to 7, when all 4 cars were together and they lost that 3 seconds, I think that 3 seconds was vital for Gamey Things as well. I think that was the moment to say that Gamey Things knows now, just keep this nice and smooth, keep the car on the track, and he's got it won, and that's it. Lord JB, he's going to keep pushing. I know he's going to keep pushing right to the very end, but I just think he's going to run out of laps. I think by lap 13 he will probably be about 4 seconds behind, 4 or 5 seconds behind still. I just think he's going to run out of laps completely.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. It's a tough one, but I think with the reverse grid as well, it gives drivers that chance to maybe get a race win when they may be in bottom of the championship, but they'll start on pole position. So it's quite interesting. Lord JB, another fastest lap at 141 as Ramavage pits.
Like what I was saying last week as well, because last week was obviously my first race of watching these. I was saying as well, the cars that normally start
having some technical difficulties there with John. Sorry about that, as Ramavage has pitted it. He's in 4th at the moment. An odd decision to pit on lap 10.
I put my mic out by an accident. What I was saying was quickly with
wait 1 second. Lee Nell has made a move on Racing Pod. Racing Pod's gone wide at Parabolica. Lee Nell gets 6th position. Sorry, John.
Yeah, what I was saying as well from last week when my first race to see, the people that don't normally start off in the top 5 positions, it's nice for them to have a chance starting off from pole or second and third, give it a good go, and it gives them confidence going in for the main league as well, and also for the classic leagues every week as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so true. With Ramavage and Fletcher Boy pitting, do you think the tyres are not going to last? Do you think that's quite a good strategic move?
It could be, yeah, because obviously you had Lord JB, Noack, Ramavage and Fletcher Boy together, so they're obviously going to be taking a lot out of the tyres. But I also think as well, I think Ramavage has got a massive gap to try and pull back now with only 3 laps to go, and I can't see Ramavage pulling that back. So I think the main option they could have done, I think they should have just stayed out and just kept it going.
Yeah, that'd probably been the correct call. It'd be interesting to see maybe any comments on the Facebook page after this race from some of the drivers. Go to www.facebook.com/SpeedForce Racing PS4 where you can get up to date latest tables from both Modern Series and the Classic Series. Newark is currently in third. He's got Ramovaj behind 18 seconds. Lord JB 7.8 seconds behind Gamey Things. It looks like Gamey Things race all to himself. He's done really well. Fletcher Boy setting a 1:41.487 fastest lap of the race. So Fletcher Boy is on a charge. He's 1.8 seconds behind Ramovaj. It could be a little bit of momentum to try and get near Ramovaj for the last lap battle. It will be an interesting one.
You also wonder as well if they've gone back into pit. I know it's if their tyres have worn as well, but I wonder if Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy have gone in as well. Just say to each other, look, I'm going to put the fastest lap of the race in, and the other one now wants to do the same as well.
Yeah, that's it. It could be like that, a little battle just to try and get the fast lap. A bit of pride from it as well.
Because you always want one over on one of your rivals, and to put the fastest lap of the race in, it makes the other one think, you know what, I want to put the fast lap of the race in now. Well,
that's it, and it's also a bit of mind games going into for the Modern Series as well, because these drivers race each other in the Modern Series. But we also must mention that every driver that finishes the race gets 2 points. It's a little incentive to make sure each driver will try and finish the race. But Gamey Things is on his his penultimate lap 12 out of 13, and he's got a 7.5 second lead over Lord JB. Lord JB starting lap 12 now. Got Newark behind him in third. Fourth is Ramovaj. Fletcher Boy 1.7 seconds behind Ramovaj is in fifth.
It's only real battle at the minute between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy. Everyone else has just opened up a little bit. Since those opening 7 laps, everyone's just now spread out, but with only 7 drivers on the track, you do expect that to happen as well though.
Oh yeah, exactly that, yeah. Which is, I suppose it's a good thing that we did have great battles early on in the race with 10 drivers, 141.4.
Just saying as well quickly, Ramovaj just put in the fastest lap as well, 141.4, so now he's going to say to Fletcher Boy, go on, you now go and set a quicker lap. And I think Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy are just testing each other out here, just saying, I'm going to put the faster lap in, and Fletcher Boy is saying, I'm going to put the faster lap in. So it's a little bit of a rivalry going on there, which is good to see.
Yeah, there is. With Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy, they do like to try and beat each other on time trial times as well, which is quite interesting.
He's gone into the pits for some reason. I don't know why. He's got a 5-second stop go as well for going in the pits.
Choice there.
He's now just retired.
I appreciate Racing Pods retiring in the pit stops. It is very handy to do that. Don't get a ghosting car on the track, which is off-putting to some drivers. So Gamey Things coming around Parabolica. He will be starting his final lap of the Classic Series round 4 at Monza.
So we are going to finish with 6 drivers tonight. We started off with 10. We're going to end up with 6. So the weather has cost 4
Newark.
drivers.
What happened to Newark? He's 5th.
I've not paid attention to that.
Fletcher Boy is 4th
in the pits.
Ramovaj is 3rd. Lord JB 2nd.
I think Newark's retired.
He's had a little instant.
He's got a back left puncher, isn't he?
That's where Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy have come from. They've realised the tyres were not going to last. So it could be a great move by Fletcher Boy and Ramovaj. Let's see if Lord JB and Gamey Things can last the rest of the lap.
I think Gamey Things will, because he's not had no one to battle with, so he would have ended up just keeping his tyres nice and smooth. He hasn't got to push it. But Lord JB now, knowing that that's happened to Newark, I'm just watching Lord JB for a minute. There's no sign to say his tyres are going to go.
Same with Gamey Things. Gamey Things is setting some solid sector times as well, so he's comfortably going to win this if he just keeps it clean and keeps it on the track. Noak pit in there on the last lap, 10-second time penalty for corn cutting for Lee Nell, which is going to put him, I don't know, Noak's pitting, so it's not going to decide much.
He'll be about 26 seconds behind at the most.
Exactly, so we're on board with Gamey Things. We're going to stay on board with him as he approaches the Parabolica, his last lap for the last time in the 1995 Ferrari. Let's see if he keeps it nice and tidy around Parabolica. He does that exactly well. A brilliant drive from Gamey Things, really controlled race, and he gets his win. A brilliant win for Gamey Things there.
Out of my mouth there. I was just going to say, he's had a nice race there, nice clean race he's had. He hasn't had no pressure on him, and since I'm trying to think which drive. I think it was when Humbug spun himself out because them two were battling each other. And ever since then, Gamey Things has just managed to just keep his tyres nice and cool. He hasn't got to do any damage to them. He hasn't got to hit corners late or anything like that. Just take his time. And he's had a nice, smooth race at the end of it.
Exactly. Lord JB coming in second. What a brilliant drive by Lord JB. Excellent drive by him. Ramovaj actually getting a decent recovery drive. He did pit early, but we now know why. A great drive by him, even trading fastest lap times with Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy, a nice fourth position. It will give him some decent points to carry on because he is currently the championship leader. Lee now is going to finish in fifth position. And we wait for Noah, who had an unfortunate, was it a rear left puncher, which is unfortunate for him.
Yeah, rear left puncher.
So, John, driver of the day for you.
Can I have two?
Go on then, since it's you.
I'm gonna pick the top two for Gamey Things. I've not seen him compete that much to go out and win a race like that, and I'm also going to give it to Lord JB because he had a great battle with Ramovad, Fletcher Boy, and Noah as well. Three quick guys in this league. And to go side by side with them and say, look, I'm going to have a go against you. Look, I'm not going to stay behind and just stay behind you because you're quicker. I'm actually going to have a great battle with you. And it proved that because he got himself second place.
Yeah, exactly. Lord JB done a great job, as did Gamey Things. He controlled it in difficult conditions, and he got a great race win there by over 8 seconds. So Gamey Things first, Lord JB second.
It's hard to give one person driver of the day because they both, the top two, race really well. No one would expect them to be up there. You'd expected Noah, Fletcher Boy, and Ramovaj, but give Gamey Things and Lord JB the credit. They went there, done what they had to do. They didn't need to use a pit stop or anything like that, and they finished first and second.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just go through the provisional classification before stewards' decisions. Gamey Things getting a first place. Second is Lord JB. Third, Ramovaj. Fourth is Fletcher Boy. Fifth is Lee Now, and Noak completes the lineup with sixth position. Unfortunate race for Noak, but it just shows you he can be beaten, which will give the drivers hope going into next week's race at Suzuka. I think
got the fastest lap of the race as well, so that battle between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy, I think, see who had the quickest lap, and Ramovaj won that.
500 per second between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy's lap times, which is very, very close. Fletcher Boy's come on so well. I've been here for all the season. I know you haven't, John, but Fletcher Boy is just improving so much, and for him to be as close as he is to Ramovaj is a positive thing for the rest of this season and for season 2 for Speed Force Racing.
Well, that's one thing you want to see. You want to see a driver improve throughout the season. And I said it last week as well. This season he's going to use this as a confidence boost going in for next season, and you never know, next season he could end up winning it all.
Well, that's it, exactly. We're going to end the stream now, so we're going to look forward to next week's race, which will be the Modern Series. Hopefully we'll not have no streaming issues, but it was a bit of fun tonight, and great drive by Gamey Things, Lord JB, and actually everyone, because it was tricky conditions. I'd like to thank every viewer for sticking with us, and we appreciate the support. Please visit our page, www.facebook.com/Speed Racing PS4. Like our YouTube channel. We will give you the latest news. We are opening up some more social media channels for the future, so stick with us, and we will be getting bigger with the support of you. Thank you, John, for tonight. Would you like to say anything before we sign off?
Just to say well done to all the drivers that raced tonight. Thank you for the viewers that came here to watch it as well, and hopefully they all turn up for next Wednesday to see the modern race. I'm trying to think what track it is next week.
Suzuka, I think.
Yeah, Suzuka it is, yeah. So next Wednesday it'll be at Suzuka, and then
the classics will be at Suzuka.
Also, they got 2 nights of
A
that in a
double
row.
header Suzuka, yes, that's going to be a tough one. So, before we sign off, I'd like to echo John's thoughts. Thank you to the viewers, thank you to the drivers, thank you, John, and thank you to our pit lane reporter, who happens to be my wife, doing a great job on YouTube. So, thank you, everyone, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Good night.